Hey guys. Okay, so I'm out here on my second hike of 2014-2015 deer season. I walked last weekend out here in my usual area. Didn't find any sheds. It's early. It's just after New Year's, January 4th, I believe, or 3rd. One good thing that happened last weekend, I was using a different app to film, so I don't have the video to show anybody, but back that way, there was standing corn still, and when I got out to the back edge there, in an area where I find a lot of smaller sheds, I found some big ones there too, but lots more smaller ones in that area. Out of the standing corn was a bedded buck, and I jumped him, and he was big. I counted, he was running. When he jumped up, he started doing those big leaps through the corn. If I was hunting, I'm pretty sure I would have had him. Jumping, making those big jumps through the corn. They're not moving at full speed, and I had nice broadside shots multiple times. So I'm pretty sure if I had a slug gun or a shotgun or a rifle or whatever I was hunting with, probably not a bow, but I'm pretty sure I would have had him. Anyway, really big 12 point. I counted 6 points on one side, good mass, long tines, tall eye guards, or brow tines, however you guys refer to them, and just a beautiful, beautiful buck. So I just walked that corn now, and the corn's been cut between last weekend and this weekend. Or sorry, between the holidays and this weekend, the corn's been cut. So I walked through the edge of the corn a bit to see if I could see any drops. I didn't see anything. I mean, that's finding dropped sheds in corn the way they cut it here. They cut it very dirty. I've seen videos of guys walking cornfields in the States and stuff like that, or out west. They cut it really, really clean. I don't know what the difference is, why they do that, but that's how they do it. So now I'm making my way in. I'm going to spend the day out here just hiking around, getting some exercise, enjoying the outdoors, and as usual. And maybe I'll get lucky and find an early drop. It is very early. A lot of guys say it's not worth walking this early because, you might find one or two, or, just get lucky and find one decent one maybe, but I like finding them sooner than later because there's less chance of them getting bitten up or chewed up by the animals, and washed out with the sun and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. If I don't find any, no big deal, I don't care. Like I said, I'm out here to enjoy it, and there's rubs everywhere. Let me turn the camera around here for a sec. Let's see if I can do this. No, it won't let me turn it. Anyway, there's a big rub right there. There's another little, might be an older one over there. That tree's chewed up. So they're out here. And I got a feeling, if you saw my video from last year, my last walk, which was I believe it was May the 3rd, which was one of the last cooler days where I was willing to go out in the bush. I found that was like my 11th shed walk, and I had only found maybe 3 or 4 sheds, mostly older ones and small ones. Anyway, that day I found 7 that day. I had a really good day shed hunting, and I found a big 6 point, the right side, a 6 point side, beautiful, heavy, long tine shed, big main beam of a really mature, nice buck. And I found the one side. I never found the other side on him, but I got a feeling the way that deer looked that I jumped last weekend, I think that's the same deer. And if it's the same deer that I found that one side too last year, he obviously got bigger, so he's not going downhill. He's still mature and getting to be nicer. So hopefully I can find both sides to him this year, because if that was him and I jumped him, then I kind of know where he is. I know where he's feeding. I don't know where he's bedding. I'd have to jump him out of he was bedded in that corn, but I think he was just bedded in the corn because he was there eating, and they'll do that. They'll sit down, they'll eat and then sit down and take a little rest, I guess. And but their actual bedding area will probably be somewhere else, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we'll get back to you and we'll see what happens. Hey guys, so I'm back in the area now where I wanted to come, sort of the valley where the deer like to hang out. Just heard something. And I was walking along the ridge there, checking a good spot, and I just came by a big pine here, and as I passed the pine just in front of me here, let me turn the camera around. You can see right, it's hard to see again, I don't have a zoom on this. I've been trying other apps with zooms and they're just not as good as far as downloading. It looks like the broke off front end of an antler. I don't think it's an entire antler, I think it's broke off, but it's definitely a tip of an antler. If it's not broke off, it's got a small base on it. So let's walk over to it, see what we see. Yeah, it's the old 1, 2, 3 point, the old front end of a shed. It might not be that old, but it looks like it's definitely been broke off, I think. We'll see once we pick it up here. Yeah, that broke off. That broke off real good. Alright. This is this year's. This is not faded at all, but it's definitely snapped right off, man. Wow. I've never seen a break that big. Like in that spot, I've never seen that. I've seen tines broke off, but never on a main beam. So, I'm going to rub this stuff off here. No, it's an antler. It's not the entire antler. So somewhere there's a nice little, I'm going to say 8 point. There's a nice little 8 point buck running around with a stub and a brow tine. His base in the brow tine and probably the other side. So I'll look around in here, see if I see anything else, and we'll get back to you if we find anything else. It's about 10:30. I've been walking since about 8 o'clock or 8:15. So, yeah, there you go. Something. Take care. We'll get back to you. Yeah, I just found that little antler there. That broke off piece that you saw. I came around the little section of pines and I heard a deer blow at me. So I slowed down a little bit, walked a little quieter, and I came around the corner. I had about 4 or 5 does just run past me, and a nice little buck with a doe, kind of on their own for some reason. But a little 6 point, maybe a small 8 point, something like that. Nothing impressive, but nice little guys. Nice to see anyway. Unfortunately, I can't get stuff like that on camera because my phone's usually in my pocket, and you know, that kind of stuff happens pretty quick. So I'll show you over here. There's a nice little rub there. The buck went that way with the doe, and a bunch of does went that way. So the deer are definitely here. They always have been. It's a great spot. I wish I could hunt here, but there is no hunting in this area. It's all conservation. So it's getting close to lunch. And then I find myself a nice little place to sit down and relax and make something to eat. Today I got a Mountain House eggs and bacon, which I have sort of in my emergency stock there in case something happened or we had to hunker down in the house for a month or so. I could feed me and my family for about 30 days. Is what I have rationed. About 12 number 10 cans of different Mountain House products. Key with that is, guys, you got to put oil in it, otherwise it'll make you constipated. So that's a Yankee prepper tip right there. Anyway, I'm gonna find a spot and have lunch. I'll get back to you after. I'm seeing a lot of deer. Like that buck had both his antlers on there still on his head. So I mean, like I said, you get lucky and find one, maybe a set. We'll see what happens. Get back to you. Look at that Trangia go, baby. Flaming up nice. I love that little stove. And that canteen, that little stainless steel bottle that I carry is exactly 2 cups of water if you fill it just to the where it cuts up to the drinking brim there. So it's exactly 2 cups, and for a mountain house, a double serving mountain house, you pretty much pour in almost the entire thing in there, maybe a little bit shy of the entire bottle. And in a single serving, that's the scrambled eggs and bacon single serving, I think that only takes about a cup. Carefully add 1 cup of boiling water to the pouch, so it'll be half of that bottle, and then on the other half of the bottle I can make a tea. I think I have some tea in the bag, or a coffee. Fuck it, I'll make a coffee. I'll get my cup out, I'll put the powder in it right now, so I'll have a coffee and the scrambled eggs and bacon. Look at that flame. Flames are coming up to about like right there, right up that high. You can see them kicking up there. Little windscreen. I'm under the canopy here, so it's a lot of light snow right now. It's supposed to be a freezing rainstorm this afternoon, so once I'm done eating, I'll start walking toward my truck, nice and slow, and see if I see anything else. And I jumped another deer, that's about it. But no other sheds except for this broke off one, which is a decent size. I don't know if you can tell by the size of my hand. It's a nice little antler. Nice little deer that came off of. Too bad it's broke, but it's early. Lots of time still. Alright, talk to you later. Okay guys, so one of the main reasons why I came out today was I wanted to find some pine pitch to use as fire starter. And the way I've been looking for it is, I've been looking for deer rubs. Now, hold on. I'm in a tight section of bush here. Let me move over this side. So, you hear there's a rub on this tree. Here's a rub on a bigger tree. Very aggressive buck. I would say this is a really nice buck that's doing this. Okay? But these are fresh. Right? So there's no sap coming out of there. And let me show you this other one here. Rubbed a little bit, but they're really deep. So again, aggressive buck. Now this is exactly what I've been looking for right here. Look at this tree's been rubbed, I'm going to say, over the last at least 2 to 3 years. And he's been hitting it hard. You can see it's all black and sap coming out, and right, the tree's trying to heal itself up. But in specific, it's like coated. It looks like it's coated in wax almost, but in specific, I'm looking for right there. That hard ball up at the top. That's what I want. So I'm going to pick that off with my knife, put it in a little container that I have. I'm going to kind of look around down here on the floor, see if I see any old antlers, which they're kind of looks like something shaped like an antler down there, but not 100%. And then I'll keep moving on. It pays to keep your eyes open. That's exactly. I just had that meal just down here a little bit. I haven't gone far since there. And that's exactly what I've been looking for. I mean, you could scrape all that bark off, collect all that bark and all that pitch that's there. Right? Hell, you could probably notch out a piece of the wood. And a beaver took this, so this thing right here probably has that's probably got some fat wood in it. Maybe I'll saw that off just to take a look at it. That's it. Okay, get back to you. Okay guys, so as you can see, the snow's really starting to come down now. Can't really pick up on the video that much, but you can see it's all over me. So this must be the beginning of what's supposed to be a freezing rain warning, but it's snowing here. I'm thinking we're just going to get more snow than anything. The only shed I found was that broken off one there that I showed you. But I had fun. It's nice. It's good weather, not too cold, a little breezy. You know, the snow's kind of smacking me in the eyes. I think I'm going to... This is a fleece jacket. And everybody knows fleece, it'll get wet, but you can wring it out pretty dry and doesn't really absorb the water so much as it might hold it. So I got some money from Christmas there, and I found a place out in Mississauga, which is where I work, close to where I live, and they sell all kinds of outdoor stuff. They got the transient stove there, they got those, I can't remember the name now, those popular axes that everybody likes to use in bushcraft. Sell all kinds of stuff like that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head out there, because I saw on their website they have some really nice wool, 100% merino wool jackets. Kind of like a 3/4 length, right? It doesn't really stop at your belt line, goes a little lower. Some good pockets on it, high collar. Kind of a khaki green color, I think it was. Probably have a few different colors, but looked like a really nice jacket. It wasn't cheap, like $500. And I would assume tax around there on top of that. So I made my way to the ridge line. I'm just walking the ridge line now back to the truck. And yeah, so I think I'm going to pick up one of those jackets. We'll see. I mean, there's some controversy between synthetic products that's better than wool, and wool is better than synthetic. I think they both have their pros and cons. I think synthetic is more durable, although if you get a spark on it, it will melt. Right? Wool won't burn like that or melt like that, but I don't think the longevity of the product is as good, but as long as you take care of it, you know. So that's it for this video. It's going to be a bit long. Not even sure if I'll post it. Probably will. First one of the year, so take care, guys. I just came across something I'm going to show you here. Hold on. Maybe I can get down this hill without killing myself. First of all, there's a little pretty shabby makeshift bridge that you can just step right over. You come up this hill here, which is as slippery as hell. And somebody is doing some, these are saw cut, tied together. Looks like he's making some kind of a he's got his firewood, pot, snips, cooked in. I'm not going to touch anything. Looks like he's going to attempt at building like a little a little cabin or something here. Nice fucking spot. A little dangerous. This fucking cliff erodes like crazy. You can see there it's eroding. So even though there's a nice view in the spring, all this is going to wash out more than it already has. You can see there the slope, this whole slope right there, that whole flat piece that slid off from up there. So it's a very unstable area to be building anything, in my opinion, but I am not going to bust the guy's chops because it's a nice view and it's a good spot for now. In the spring I wouldn't trust it for anything. I don't know why he thinks nobody else comes down here, but I won't steal anything from him, and unfortunately somebody else might. So, snow's still coming down pretty good. Making my way back to the cart. Talk to you later. back in the truck. Snow's coming down really good now, so I'm glad I kind of got out of there. Even though I could have stayed the night out there, I wasn't planning on it. My wife would have been worried sick. So, back in the truck, gonna head home. Take care, everybody, and Happy New Year, and good trekking. Take care.